Hello, my name is Craig. For the person who watches all my videos, welcome back. Anyone else who happens to be here, welcome as well, even the people who have no idea how they got here. Today we're working on the top of my Spooky guitar, which it's my 50th guitar. I'm going to be giving it away to someone in YouTube land later in the year when it's finished. What we have here is Carpathian spruce. I'm just going to draw the lines for the braces. I have about 4 different patterns that I have used. I've made about 20 OM guitars, and this is the one that I seem to find is the most even and produces the best results, which is one from China, which is also the cheapest. I think it was about $30. I wouldn't have guessed it, but as I said, it seems to produce the best results. This is Carpathian spruce that we're drawing on. We've already done the rosette. Just mark your lines. Then connect them all up after you've done that. Again, as in the back, I pre-make my braces before I put them on. I started buying a few pre-made braces from StewMac, and they worked okay, and then I tried a few from China, and they also worked okay, so I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it, and I've made quite a few braces. I normally make about 10 or 20 sets at a time. Mostly made for dreadnoughts, but can be adapted to most other guitars as well. Except for jumbos. Doesn't quite fit the jumbos. Make some small adjustments later on when the braces are all glued and dried. Just like to make sure that all the pieces are going to fit properly before we start to glue them up. For the bridge plates, I use mostly some type of rosewood. Have used granadillo a few times, but mostly rosewood. And for this one, I'm going to use cocobolo, because I have about half a dozen of those left over from a guitar I was I'm making that's getting close to being finished. With cocobolo though, it's I'm one of these people who never get sick, but when I use cocobolo, if I don't have respirators on, I'll be sneezing for the next couple of days. So you've got to be careful of that one. Produces a very oily type of material. You can see that yellowy orange colour that comes through. So I've got to make sure I clean it a few times with some propanol before I use, otherwise it will not stick too well on the guitar surface or on the Sitka spruce surface. Because it's fairly dense, I make it a slightly thinner than I would have a normal maple bridge plate or something like that. Oh, you can see a couple of guitars there as well. I didn't notice that. One closest to me, right next to the vacuum cleaner, is an all Tasmanian Blackheart sassafras Grand Auditorium, and which is the first time I've made one of those. The one behind it you can just see a little bit of there, that it's quite spectacular when you see it later on. It's for my nephew, that one. It's a dreadnought with Blackheart sassafras back and sides. Now, one of the little skills that you learn over time is to put these go bar pieces, fiberglass pieces, on the brace without having it move too much. Unfortunately, I haven't completely mastered that skill, but I'm working on it. I won't take you through the whole of the process of doing that. We'll speed it up a little bit and always start with the cross braces, the X braces. Make sure we do plenty of clean up and try and get it as clean as possible. When it's dry, you can also get, if there's anything left, we can clean that up as well. Double check to make sure it's going to fit nicely. Some people like to fit it under the cross braces and some of the tone bars as well. I don't like doing that. I like to give the cross braces as much surface area contact with the spruce as I can. Getting pretty complicated there, so I'll leave that for a several hours, and come back and do some of the other smaller braces that are going on there. Okay, a few hours later, we can take a few of those off and make it a little bit easier to get into. I'll put some of the smaller braces on. It's about 45% humidity at the moment. They're a great day for making guitars. However, we have a few showers possibly coming through in a few days' time, so when this is dried overnight, I'll put it in a plastic bag with the back, and I put a little humidity pack in with it, which keeps it about 45% until I'm ready to join the top and the back to the sides, which I haven't made yet. I've done some work on the neck. And I might do a short video on how I bolt the neck onto the guitar, because I get that all worked out before I start to do the sides. Okay, that is very complex. Easy to knock a few of those off, so I have to make sure they're all back on again. So, as I said, I'll leave this overnight and get back to you at a time in the future. We might look at the putting bolts in for the tenon and doing the sides. Thank you for watching.